Good morning, Willie. Hey, brother. Hey, brother. Did you know that you are living and roommating with royalty over there? Royalty. Who would have known our rescue racehorse over there, Reska, is royalty? Oh my gracious, I can't believe it. Good morning, y'all. Jason got Willie right here. Y'all saw Reska. She just walked by. She's right over there. How y'all doing today? I hope it is a wonderful, wonderful day today. About to get the horses fed. We're going to get them moved in. Do I have some big news that's floored me beyond floored? With our 23-year-old. We knew she was 20, but she's actually 23. Rescue racehorse, Reska over here. This is going to blow. It blew my mind. I hope it blows y'all's mind because it's crazy in the Willie. Well, I ain't even told you yet. I don't know if Reska's been, she may keep that under wraps. I don't know. You know that she's let's just say her family is like the Michael Jordans of horse racing. This is absolutely mind-blowing. Yeah, mind-blowing. So as most of y'all know, we got two rescue horses here, and neither were planned. I can tell you that. But we just felt led to get them both at two separate times. This was not, we got Willie first right here, and Reska was a surprise that, let's just say, this was supposed to happen. There's no doubt in my mind that all this was supposed to happen. All right, let's get y'all's lubricant on here. Get y'all's vitamins right here. Let me get Mo and Joe taken care of. Oh, stinking stump. There you guys go. All right. We'll come back and get their waters and stuff. I know, Willie, I'm coming, brother. I'm coming. I am coming. I certainly am. Do want y'all to know that we did go around, and wherever we put these guys, we now have, sound like a donkey behind me. It was a goose. We put the safety caps on the T-post there. Yeah, let's get Willie's food weighted down right here. There was no chance of rain in the forecast, and I thought it'd been a great idea to set the bales of hay right here, but Willie and Reska decided that hay right here is better than the hay that I'll put from here to in their hay rack right there. Yeah, that's something. Goodness gracious, y'all. What am I gonna do with y'all? What am I gonna do with y'all? I can't find my water hose in, Willie. Oh, here it is. All right, let's let that soak. We're gonna let that soak. In the meantime, Reska, right here. So, in the video, I showed you her freeze brand that she's got on her neck. And I kind of did some research on it, but I got absolutely nowhere with it. And you had to go through some type of pay site or be a member of this horse association to do with racing horses and that kind of thing, because she is a ex-racehorse. So I just I just kind of stopped looking there, and then lo and behold, I have gotten several emails from you guys. One in particular was somebody whose friend is in the horse business, is in the racehorse business and that kind of thing. And they ran Reska's tattoo. First of all, she was born on February the 16th, 2002. So she is 23 years old. She is a racehorse. But I was thinking racehorse like, you know, Kentucky Derby style racehorse. She's not that. She is a pace racehorse, which is the one that pulls the little buggy. And I'm sure a cart. I'm sure there's a technical term for it, but yo, I'm not a racer. So the only racing I know is shaking bait back here behind the barn, you know, or when Moody gets to running. Other than that, your food's got to soak. We gotta let it soak. Then we'll get you. It's got to soak. Got to get it soft. You don't have many teeth, brother. You know. I'll edit that part out. I won't nobody know that you don't have many teeth. So they ran Riska's tattoo and sent me the history. And y'all, I am absolutely floored. Come on, Big Willie style. Come on down here, brother. Let's get you. Let's get you right there. All right. Now let's get the world famous Riska. Oh my gosh. This is insane. So Riska here was a racehorse for 3 years. 3 years. And y'all, she raced 48 races and won first place 6 times, I might add, which to me is absolutely awesome. Come on, girl. Come on, let's get you fixed up. 48 races, 6 first places. Did you hear I rhyme? Yeah. You're gonna get used to that around here. I'm a wordsmith. And yeah, you'll see that I'm good at that. It just comes out naturally, Riska. I can't help it how it works, but that's just how it works, you know. Riska, in her 3 years, won a whopping, get this, over $25,000 right there, which absolutely blew my mind. Well, so my mind was not through being blown at all, because as I was reading the history, her dad, Riska's father here, Riska's dad's name is Sealed and Delivered, and he won in his career $846,000. Now, me being a country boy, I thought her winning over $25,000 was like, oh my gracious, because, you know, that's a lot of money to me. Then I saw her dad was almost $850,000. I almost fell out on the floor. I did, almost. But before I did and caught myself, I looked at her history again, and then there I saw her 2 granddaddies. Sealed and Delivered's daddy, which is Riska's grandfather, on her daddy's side, his name is Falcon Sealster. This is him right here, beating the world record. Yeah, that stood for 17 years.
Falcon Sealster celebrated the United States 4th of July holiday at the Meadows with a 151 3 5/8 mile track world record.
Not only was he an amazing racehorse, he won 1.1 or over $1.1 million in his career. He was the man, I should say. That's her granddaddy.
There he is! 151, a new world record!
Right there, Falcon Sealster, world champion, world record holder, over $1 million worth of earnings. But that's not all. I feel like one of those old infomercials back in the 80s and 90s. If you call now, her other granddaddy, his name is Art's Place. He too is a world champion racehorse. He also had a world record time.
And Art's Place opening up by some 10 lanes here, demolishing this field.
Also had major wins, including, some of you horse folks may know this, the Breeders' Crown, the Metro Pace, the Governor's Cup, Canadians Pacing Derby, the U.S. Pacing Championship, among oodles of other races. At the age of 2 years old, he set a world record by winning the Breeders' Crown in 1 minute and 51 seconds. That stood for 19 years. In 1991, Art's Place won $900,000. His total throughout his racing career is $3.1 million. That's our granddaddy right there. Art's Place. Unbelievable. The pinnacle of Art's Place's career was in 1992, where he went undefeated, earning him the American Harness Horse of the Year and set a fastest race mile of 1 minute and 49 seconds. That's her granddaddy. And here she resides at little old Cog Hill Farm near Clanton, Alabama. Hanging out with her rescue buddy over here, Willie. It just blows my mind. Y'all just don't know how it just blows my mind. That we have here on our farm, this, oh my gosh, that's just crazy. That's just crazy. Absolutely crazy, y'all. But good thing is Reska don't care. Reska has zero ego right here. Yeah, she don't care in the least. Right, Willie? Yeah, she don't care. But can y'all believe that? That just, phew. Reska, between you two, and we're talking now in the 90s. You know, I'd have to do the math and Google it, but what is $3.1 million worth now? You know? Or $1.2 million, what's it worth now? But just blows my mind that this gorgeous, gentle sweetheart of a horse here that is a rescue that thankfully Miss Nancy got and got her back to, you know, to her full glory right here and had her for 8 years. And yeah, that's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Wow. Girl, I know this isn't that old fancy, you know, probably 400-acre pasture, you know, you may be used to or once resided in, with no telling what kind of grasses they had over there. That's just unreal. But I will tell you this, Miss Reska. You will not be at a place that'll love you more. I can tell you that. Yeah, that's right. All right, Willie, we're gonna get you, brother. We're gonna get you. Let's get these guys moved. All right, you take Miss Famous here.
Hey, Miss Famous. Yeah,
The famous,
sweet girl.
famous Reska.
You don't reckon she's gonna run with me, do you? I don't think I can go that fast.
You don't think you can go that fast?
I sure don't.
Reckon what we should do if we put a little card on her?
I don't want to know, Jason. I don't want to go that fast either.
Oh, goodness. You know, we don't know about Willie's history. We ain't got no way to tell.
No, we have no.
He might be a champion
He might be.
walking horse for all we know.
He's a champion sweetheart.
He is a champion sweetheart. He is. He said he ain't know Reska was famous.
He thinks she's beautiful no matter where she came from.
Ain't
And
that
so
something?
do we.
Ain't that something? All right, guys, let's go get y'all set up on some grass. Even though it ain't gonna be like these, you know, royalty pastures and that kind of stuff, but we're gonna
We're
get y'all.
working on it.
We're working on it. We're gonna
Little
get y'all
bit at
set
a
up on
time.
some grass.
All right, big girl, come on. You are beautiful.
She is pretty though, isn't she? Yeah, she's pretty. She is a beautiful, beautiful mare.
Come.
Yeah. Hey, you know what though? You know what? One thing's for sure. Hey, at least you don't have to meet her family, you know? You'd have to drink tea with your pinky out and all that kind of good stuff, you know what I'm talking about? Hey, if y'all hadn't heard, Reska's pretty famous. Yeah.
Have you told Peaches about this?
No, I have not mentioned it to Peaches whatsoever.
What about Pookie?
You know how Peaches is. She probably gonna, Peaches might get a little jealous and put her to work. I don't know. Peaches may tell us to buy a cart for
That's
all we
what
know.
I was just thinking.
You know it?
She could put her and Loretta and Gus in that cart.
Oh gosh.
And she'd probably open the doors for them so they'd fall out.
Oh, goodness
She'd
gracious.
keep on driving.
Oh, me, oh, me, oh, my.
Where's she going? Come on, Holly.
All right, there
Back
they
here.
go. Let them have this back here today. And we got the stall open over there so they can go in there. We've seen them do that a few times as well. But y'all enjoy your grass over here today. All right. Like I said earlier, I got the we got the toppers here on the T-post now. So we're all good to go.
All good to go.
Good deal. You know who's not gonna give 2 cents about Reska's Pass?
Pookie,
Pookie. I can tell you right now.
here comes boss lady.
Yeah, I gotta go talk to her about this whole situation.
She's not gonna know what to think.
Well, you know, she thinks she's royalty.
Well, she may be, Jason. We don't know her past either.
Peach's past either.
She might have Boss Hog's relatives.
We might have just a whole family of famous animals and don't even know it.
That's right.
Peach! Hey girl, you're not gonna believe this, but Reska's 2 granddaddies won nearly $5 million, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Well, 4.5 million. I mean, what's another 500,000, right? When you get them start talking that kind of money. Yeah. Yeah.
Peaches says, "Show me the treats." Where are her earnings stored?
We're gonna get some more treats cause of all this, Emma. Huh? Is that what it is? Goodness gracious.
Well, Jason, I reached out to Miss Nancy this morning.
Yeah?
And I shared the history with her.
What'd she say?
She was amazed, and she said, "Thank you so much for sharing," because she had no idea.
Yeah.
So it's news to everybody.
It is news to everybody.
Big news.
You know, if you include her daddy, it is over $5 million.
That's incredible.
Isn't that something?
And of course, we don't care if she ever won a dime or had to pay money to
Oh,
somebody.
no, not at all.
It's just about giving her a good home. But hearing something's background that you truly had no idea about, and a lady that rescued her 8 years ago had no idea. It's just amazing.
It's unreal.
And I would love to reach out to Reska's previous owners, one being in Maine and one being in New York, and just let them know that we have her and she's in good care. They can't have her back though.
Oh, not even for $5 million.
Not even for $5 million. She's here to stay, and so is Willie.
Peaches said, we might
negotiate about that.
We might have a meeting with her now. We have to.
$5 million is some pretty big bucks.
Peaches said that'd fill the petty cash drawer up.
You think? It might require safe. Forget about that drawer.
Quick update on Willie's foot. It's much better. It's not 100%, but you can see him walking. It is better. He does not favor it as much, but it is still sore. I'm going to give it a little bit, maybe a few more days, and see how he's holding it up right there. There he goes. See how he's turning it right there? But it is better. It's still sore, as you guys can see, but it is better than what it was. So we may call Dr. Scott to perform, or somebody to perform another hoof test for us and see if we need to wait just a little bit longer, or if we need to get him on a little bit of medication, like an anti-inflammatory or something, and see if it just doesn't go away completely, and then if we can get him off of it. But we'll let the vets make that call. But as you guys can see, he's much, 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 much better than he was before Mr. Derek put those shoes on for us and worked Willie's feet. Well, y'all, I had to come over here and show you Miss Climbing Pinky. I mean, look at this. You can't even see the green. I mean, Climbing Pinky every year. She's what, 3 years old now? Every year just puts on a show. And she'll do this all year long, but this first flush is by far the biggest. And I just love this rose. Absolutely love this. It is almost bulletproof. I'm telling y'all the truth. I mean, I love this rose. But look at this. Look at that, y'all. I mean, it is literally a rose tunnel right here. And the smell is unreal. And Climbing Pinky is not known for its scent. It's not considered a scent rose. It's just a beautiful, bulletproof climbing rose that does have that rose smell to it. But when you got this many blooms, you can't help but smell it. I mean, this is absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. By far one of my most favorite roses. I mean, you see it, 3 years old. Look at this thing. It's thornless on top of that. And then this is a repeat bloomer, so she's gonna bloom, like I said, all year long. This is not a spring bloomer. So when she's done with this flush, and I got time, depending on, if I got time to come out here and do it, I can deadhead it and cut it back, and it'll put on not quite this many blooms, but it'll continue to bloom all year long. Even if I don't deadhead it, Climbing Pinky right here is going to bloom all year long. And generally, this is one of my first roses to bloom, and it will be the last rose to bloom. I've seen this rose bloom in December. Love this rose. Love, 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 love. Now, this is a older variety, and I've only seen it at very, 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 very few places, and it's hard to find. Now, Petals from the Past, y'all know our favorite nursery. They ain't asked me to say this, we just love those guys. They have this rose, and if you can go over to their website, they will deliver. Now, usually when I mention this rose, it sells out, but it's just a gorgeous rose. I love it. I love it. Now, I have never grown Peggy Martin. Never grown it, but y'all know I got some Peggy Martin cuttings, so Peggy's coming. Peggy is coming. But it kind of reminds me of Peggy Martin in its relentlessness and easy to grow. But I got bad news about roses here on the farm. Yeah, Bandit and Holly are playing hide and go seek this morning on the dirt pile here, or what's left of it. Here we go. Here we go. I don't know if I can keep up. Y'all don't get mad at me for getting dizzy now. I can't help it. These things right here is... Oh, goodness gracious. Y'all a lot like shake and bake. Yeah, a lot like shake and bake. Go on, dig you out one. There you go. That's a good bed right there now. So, right off the bat, my roses, let me show y'all. Look at this. Remember me showing y'all the drift roses, how they were about to show out? Well, they're showing out. You can see. As far as you can see right here, look at this. Absolutely showing out. Just beautiful. I mean, gorgeous right there. Also starting to show out is my Juan de Spray rose and my Lamarck. The Lamarck is slap loaded with blooms, and so is the Juan de Spray. Both these are gorgeous roses, and these absolutely do smell amazing. Amazing. Now, this one I cannot wait to climb over my arbor here. Let me get y'all right there. This one, the Lamarck's gonna climb up and over this arbor, and it will just, it's a scent rose, so I cannot wait till it's got blooms like the Climbing Pinky. You're gonna smell it as soon as you walk outside the house. This is gonna be amazing. You can even see on this side right here, it is starting to really, 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 oh, and it's a different smell. It's real perfumey, real, real, real perfumey. But beautiful, 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 beautiful rose right there. And of course, I've been showing y'all Zephyr Druin back there growing on the fence. 2 years old, how amazing it looks. But my pride and joy has been my rose pillars right here, or my rose swag. This year looks like it's going to be the year that the rose swag, you can see we're starting to bloom right there, is going to just be the year. Be the year for the rose swag. Now, this is an American pillar rose, very, very old antique rose here. And I love it. I love this rose. It is a spring bloomer, but when she blooms, y'all, it's gonna be crazy. Because you can see all the blooms here. They're everywhere buds. But along with this buds is this. Y'all see that? Look at here, and see it stunts the bloom. That is white powdery mildew. So I've been spraying these guys, as you know, with neem oil. And neem oil has always been one of my big go-tos when it comes to anything to do with funguses or diseases like that. I've always used neem oil. It works on black spot. It's supposed to work on powdery mildew. It's just an all-purpose type of fungicide and pesticide to some degree. Works great on aphids, unless you get an infestation. But it cannot keep up with this powdery mildew. As a matter of fact, one day last week, or not one day, last week I sprayed it 5 days in a row, and I even came back with some liquid copper, and it's not stopping it. Nothing's stopping it. And I've also tried the other stuff too. I've tried everything that I thought of and that what Google tells me. I've tried the milk, I've tried the baking soda, I've tried all the home remedies you can think of. I've tried Captain, which is a high powerful fungicide, but nothing's stopping. Nothing's stopping it. I've been scratching my head. So this year I thought I had it whipped. I started spraying neem oil extremely early. I've been spraying 2 times a week, and I thought I had it whipped until now. It's still here, and it's worse. It's like it's just laughing at what I'm doing. So the only thing I know to do is to ask my dear friend Jason Powell at Petals from the Past. He is a rose expert. That is his expertise, are roses, especially antique roses. Why the name of his nursery is Petals from the Past. He also was a part of the Texas A&M Rose Wranglers. He is, I mean, that's what he went to school for. He knows all about roses. So I've already talked to him some. We're going to ride over to Petals. He's going to tell us exactly how to fix this over there. So I got some plants I want to get. I want to put some plants in here, and I want to plant some other stuff around the farm. Do our window boxes. We haven't done our window boxes yet this year. So y'all load up with us in the truck. Let's get our seatbelts on. Maybe grab us a glass of lemonade, and let's head over to Petals from the Past and see if Jason can help us out with our rose issue here. Because it's a big one. It's a big one. And I am tired of fighting it. And I'm going to get his advice on what I should do. Because this year is worse than it was last year. And I thought I was doing right. Okay, so...
Well, Jason just said what it's called, but I have no idea what he said. So we're gonna let him tell you. What is it called?
This one is called, and I may not be pronouncing it correctly, but Leontine gervais, and let me spell that. Leontinegervais.
It's a good thing you can spell. This thing is just unbelievable.
It is, but yours is a repeat bloomer. You're Lamarck, and
So
you're
this is
Jean
spring.
d'Esprit. That's right. This is a rambler, so
Okay.
spring blooming only. You have Jean d'Esprit and Lamarck, which are noisettes. So you're going to get not just a spring bloom, but you're going to get a summer flush and a fall flush. But I think you can make a case for a rose like this because look at how much it puts into.
That show is unbelievable.
Yeah, that spring, the spring bloomers, that one hit is unreal.
That's what you want to cut out. And look at the powder mildew right there.
Yep, that's it.
You know what I mean?
So that's the mildew that you have.
That's
That
what
is
I
the
got,
mildew.
except mine's times 30.
Right.
All right.
Mine's-
So you can see it right there. And
See it
does
right
it only show up on the blooms?
Well, generally what happens is it will show up on the new growth. And this is what I wanted to show, Brooke, if you don't mind. Because see it right there? See
Alright,
the leaves?
yeah.
The new growth has no flower buds, right? So it's doing two things. It's taking energy away from the flower buds, and it is the first target of the powdery mildew fungus. So when it's there, we get a rain, the fungal spores bounce, boom, gets onto the buds, and then it shows. Then it will move from there back into the to the foliage. The powdery mildew, as a fungal spore, can overwinter both on the cane. I don't think in the soil that it does very well, but certainly in any debris. If I've got weeds on the ground or if I've got pieces of the old rose on the ground, it's going to overwinter in there. So it doesn't have to go very far to reinfect.
So that's why you were suggesting spraying in the winter.
A cleanup spray.
And that's in January, if I heard correctly.
That's right.
And what will we spray, copper or?
Copper.
Okay.
Copper is like the best cleanup. And no, you and I have talked about this for fruit trees,
yeah.
right? Well, this is in the Rosaceae family, just like the peaches are, just like the apples are. So if we can coat this with a good cleanup spray like copper,
okay,
that's going to get rid of any overwinter, including also the fungal disease that causes black spot.
Okay.
And if we see this new growth that's coming out, and when there's no flower buds on there, we can go in and remove it at the point it originated, then it doesn't take energy away from your blooms, and it doesn't provide an easy access point for the powdery mildew. And then what hopefully that will do is prevent you from having to do more action during the season. But the beauty of it is none of this is a death sentence for an old garden rose like American Pillow. It makes it look not so pretty, but this rose has been around for a long time for a reason. It can survive this and keep on moving. And that's the resistance part, how the rose behaves and handles it if it gets a little problem.
So don't cut your rose down if you see the powdery.
Amen, amen. This is easy.
I want to tell you, so I've been babying it, So the day when I saw it had multiplied even worse, I was like, I'm pulling it out. And I'm planting something else.
And now you got all those flower buds on there. I know, I understand.
So what Jason's suggesting is we're going to cut this off and we're going to spray with a phosphorus spray. Isn't that pretty much what it is?
It's phosphoric acid.
Okay.
I think it's mono and dipotassium salt of phosphorus acid. So it's a great thing to have on hand for not just roses, but it's even labeled on edibles.
Okay. And then we're going to put a 3-in-1 fertilizer down this pesticide, a fertilizer, and a fungicide.
Exactly. So it has the insecticide, fungicide, and the fertilizer. And I like the granular. You know, we've looked at both of them. The liquid is okay, but the fertilizer doesn't last as long.
Right.
The granular,
it's famous,
yeah, granular.
And both of those are
systemic. Exactly. And I think that's the action with a determined fungal disease like powdery mildew. We got to go at it with something systemic so it can move in there and protect you for 30+ days.
So what that means, it's going to take up into the plant system. So the whole plant is treated completely because it's sucked up the fungicide.
Absolutely.
So do you not need to apply this before a rain?
Well, what I'm thinking is I generally like 24 hours before I put on anything liquid. Now, what Jason was talking about doing, I like fertilizing, right? Then the rain moves that in.
Okay.
And save the spray for the day after.
The day after the rain, so you're not washing away the spray.
Exactly.
Okay, good deal. Now, did you spray this one with copper this year, and that's why you have a minimal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we did remember, thankfully.
So if we had sprayed ours with copper, we may be in a situation where we could treat it by just simply a minimal treatment versus this that we have to do.
Exactly.
Okay, good deal, Jason. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right,
Jason.
Well, we ain't told everybody what all we was getting for, but we got some roses here and got some lantana to go around the mailbox, and I got some stuff to plant over there in the parterre garden, and we got our window boxes.
Yeah, we even got a plant for the hummingbirds.
A bottle brush, yep.
Not be exposed to any animals, so no risk of poisoning.
Right.
But yeah, we got a lot of work ahead of us.
A Lady Banks rose to cover up my propane tank.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll lay it down. Well, y'all, we are back on the farm. As you can see, I'm going to do like Jason said. We're going to cut these new runners out. I got me a little water and bleach here to disinfect my shears after I make a cut, because I definitely don't want to be spreading any more mildew than I already have. And he's right, I see it. He said it's going to start out on these new ones, and I can see it already on the new one, the new growth right there. And so we're just going to eliminate all this. Watch it, Holly. And this year probably not going to be the year, but I believe from this point forward, I kind of know exactly what I need to be doing now. So we're going to get these cut. Get these guys out of here. And y'all, this is what makes rambling roses so amazing to grow and makes them perfect for growing up pillars like this or arbors or whatever. Look at this. This right here is taller than I am, and this was not there 4 weeks ago. Yep, right there. And like he told me earlier, he's like, Jason, you know, you could cut this whole rose down and, you know, in no time it's going to be right back. And that's why he said, because your roots are mature. So once that root system gets mature, you know, it's going to take off. So we're going to continue cutting this rose all the way, get rid of all this new growth we got going on here. And then I'm going to come back with the 3-in-1 fertilizer, disease control, and insect control. And this does last up to 6 weeks. And I'm not going to fertilize this every time. I'm going to rotate. He says start the year off with this, then go to our rose tone, then this, then the rose tone throughout the growing season. So that is our plan. And it's 1 cap full is all it takes. We're going to sprinkle 1 little cap around each rose. I'm actually going to water it in somewhat with the water hose, but we do have some rain coming in tomorrow, so it'll just be perfect timing. And once this rain passes through, it's supposed to come in tomorrow and possibly rain the next day, we're going to come back and we're going to spray with the garden Foss from Monterey that I got from Jason as well. And since I have been spraying this rose, I will not feed this to any of our animals whatsoever. That would not be good. All right, I got 1 down. I got, gosh, how many of these do I have? I got 7 more to go. Thank y'all so much for all your thoughts and prayers for Mr. Willie over there. I do believe he is definitely getting better. I appreciate y'all so much for that. And thanks for riding with us over to Petals and getting Rose 101 course with the Rose Master himself, Jason over there at Petals from the Past. We'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm going to finish up these roses, and in the meantime, y'all be good. All right, Holly, on to the next one, girl.